Edtjuh here, 2v2 Ruins of Argus. This is game 2 of the Game Replays Open Season 2v2 Tournament Final. It's a best of 5 final. Blue team, as you may have already seen, won the first game. It's unchanged as Edtjuh plays an Inquisitor, offensive commander, fights melee and range, good at stuns and snares. Dirkradix as a Hive Tyrant, very tough melee commander, bashes through cover, cannot be suppressed, and emits a basic synapse. DaDokisinX this time goes for a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and destructive commander with nasty spells, generally very annoying to fight against. And VindicareX as a big stompy Chaos Lord, cannot be suppressed, bashes through cover, hugely tough, and generally wants to kill everything. Can Chaos overcome a very good blue team then? Not that the red team are any slouches. Chaos Lord being very aggressive here. Missed his kill of the week. Now in melee with Termagants, taking a lot of damage from another Termagant squad and retreats. We have CSM into Heretics for DaDokisinX. A Chaos player that uses a lot of Heretics and uses them well. Here comes Spore Mines for Dirkradix. Double Termagants this time into Spore Mines. Basically a squad of floating grenades. Very effective if used well. You see scaring off these Chaos forces, don't want to get involved. They also suppress when they detonate, and here they go after the CSM get their detonation. And a retreat. Will they detonate again? They do. It's a lot of damage. VindicareX trying to finish them off, and does so without losing a unit or a model even. 3 victory points up for grabs on this map, none of them natural. We have a top VP all the way in the northeast, which I'll show you here. A central VP which the Hive Tyrant is trying to take, under attack from Heretics, and CSM might die here, and does. Heretics taking it out. Didn't finish the cap either. A misjudged capping attempt from Dirkradix. Sentinel stomps the CSM tier 1 vehicle. Edtjuh going for Sentinel into Guardsman again. VindicareX goes for double CSM. Again, a very aggressive opening from the blue team. Doom bolts from the Chaos Sorcerer and then a retreat. Here comes the Chaos Lord. And Havocs on the way for DaDokisinX, and Noise Marines on the way for VindicareX. Will be very, very nasty in this matchup if used well. Red team pushing out have forced off most of the blue forces. CSM go to cap the bottom VP in the southwest. They still need to take their natural power here. Noise Marines, a ranged unit that do huge amounts of damage to buildings, much like Flamers do. They also do AoE damage like Flamers, but unlike Flamers, they disable ranged weaponry, so can be incredibly effective if used well against the right matchup. And double Termagants will really, really suffer if they're engaged by those guys. Hive Tyrant charges in, ouch. And this is a dead Heretic squad, yes. VindicareX just a bit late to retreat them there. This cacophony from the Noise Marines is not close enough to affect the Termagants. They are now shooting them with their sound blasters though. The amount of damage those Termagants are taking, Dirkradix just kites them away, then retreats. Noise Marines lost a member, they did force off Dirkradix, and we have another Spore Mines on the way. Getting shot up by Havocs and CSM. Might get one detonation, there it was. I don't think blue team's going to hold on to this power. Meanwhile at the top, Edtjuh pushing hard. Now shooting up red's power, doesn't really have the tools to take it out though, like those Noise Marines. Havocs here are going to set up. We see double Havocs for DaDokisinX. Setup team's pretty good versus Imperial Guard especially in Tier 1, and Tyranids, unless the Tyranids get Raveners of course. And blue team do totally lose their power down here, and he gets capped. Hive Tyrant charging into the Havocs, no sign of Rending Talons yet. This is a dead Havoc squad. No, the Hive Tyrant does a special attack and misses. Could have been a dead Havoc squad if he did a regular attack. Edtjuh, Tier 2, already lost his Sentinel, has a Chimera on the way to support his Guardsman. Triple Havocs for DaDokisinX. Crazy opening is going to delay Tier 2 quite a lot. Dirkradix about 3/4 of the way there. Heretics capping the centre. Looks like DaDokisin lost one of his Heretic squads. VindicareX replacing the squad that he lost. And none of them have upgrades. Basically using them as a meat shield slash distraction right now, but they're doing a decent job forcing off Dirkradix with Havocs. No sign of Ravenous to counter. Here's a 2-1 for red team. 457 plays 398. Noise Marines doing quite a lot of damage to that Inquisitor, but getting shut up by Guardsmen. There's a Doom Bolt which lands decently well. Heretics force off the Inquisitor. Here's Khorne Worship, boosting the speed of VindicareX's Chaos Forces. Here comes a Chimera though, and the red team have absolutely no answer to it. Support vehicle that allows you to reinforce around it and transport infantry. Armed with a multi-lass gun. Goes behind those Havocs and shoots them up. It's taking a bit of damage here though from these Heretics of all things, and the CSM shooting its rear armour. Now engaged by the Chaos Sorcerer. Edtjuh needs to be careful with that thing. Down to half health with no anti-vehicle weapons on the field. No war gear for the Chaos Sorcerer, no war gear for Chaos Lord. Edtjuh's Inquisitor has her crossbow bolt pistol and her mandate. Dirkradix's Hive Tyrant has the extended carapace, which was that charge you saw, and the Hive Tyrant takes the bottom VP just by virtue of being so tough. Now goes after the CSM. They get in the building, nothing the Hive Tyrant can do now. Here comes a zone throat though. Artillery unit doesn't need to set up. Seen a lot of use now in 3.18, and it's going to hurt that garrisoned unit. Edtjuh, despite having barely any units, is really pushing this top side. Red team do have the northeast VP though. Bloodletters on the way for VindicareX. DaDokisinX still in Tier 1 thanks to those triple Havocs. Can go Tier 2 now though. 2-1 for blue. 386, 372. Much closer early on than the last game. Red team losing their power here, but they did lock down blue's power here for quite a while. Chaos Saurus for taking the centre. Triple Havocs shooting up that zone throat, and it needs to retreat. Bloodletters teleport in somewhere up over the wall here after the Chimera. Bloodletters do good damage to all targets with their melee heavy. Lost a member there, now under Khorne Worship. Demons of course benefiting hugely from Worship, boosting their health regen and their energy regen, and since it's Khorne Worship they'll also get a nice speed boost. .374, 363, double zone throats. Using Focus Warp Blast to knock down the Chaos Sorcerer, taking him down to half health with 2 shots each. Stormtroopers on the field for Edtjuh. No sign of a kit yet, which of course they need to pay for now in 3.18. A single for red team. 358, 363. Guardsmen take the top VP. Edtjuh still pushing very hard, hitting power, but here comes DaDokisinX. Has Mark of Khorne, on 2 of the Havoc squads. Gives them auto cannons which do decent damage to all targets and a small AoE, but you lose the suppression. Has he got it for all 3? No, the first Havoc squad is still with the heavy bolter. You see the auto cannons there on these guys.
Generator coming up.
Hive Tyrant has the devastating crushing claw in melee with bloodletters, while forcing him off. We have some blood sacrifice bloodletters here, which will disappear back to the warp once they've run out of energy. These produced bloodletters will not though. Chaos Lord now in melee with some Hormagaunts. Do they have their adrenal glands? They do. Manticore Strike was so devastating in the first game, and it's going to be dangerous for those setup squads, constantly forcing them off. You can't really kite it with a setup team because they need to tear up their heavy weapons before they can move. Chaos Lord taking tons of damage. No Armor of the Inferno for him yet. Noise Marines hitting blue power. Stormtroopers forced off, have their anti-armor gear, gives them melter guns, which are actually good versus all targets, not just armor, but they are quite short range. Inquisitor fighting ranged with her crossbow bolt pistol, using crippling volley on the CSM. They can't even shoot right now. Now they can. Here's Hammer of the Witches. No, cancels it. Uses her mandate instead and gets into melee with the CSM, and they have lost 2 members. Need to retreat them, and does just in time. Inquisitor doesn't do a lot of melee damage, but she's good at getting special attacks off. And Hammer of Witches, no, I thought she was going to finish off that squad there. Getting special attacks off and disrupting units. I was going to say a brood nest being destroyed. Khorne worship boosting the speed of the Curse Lord. Look and go. After a Hive Tyrant who does a sync attack, sync kill even, and is then forced to retreat. 357, 297 bloodletters on the field for both players. Here's a Manticore Strike. What's he going to hit? Ouch. Aspiring Champion survives with 9 hit points on that Heretic squad. Double Zone Throat, so dangerous. Red team need to find a way to deal with the bloodletters. The obvious answer, warp in and take them out. They won't last very long under bloodletter melee, even with their shields up, especially if they retreat. Here are the double bloodletters. Are they going to warp in? We have Tzeentch worship, which infiltrates units, as well as the usual benefits for demons. Bloodletters not teleporting in on those zone throats, and now does. Curse Lord close to going down, forces those zone throats off, but they're now crippled, and that's probably why they didn't want to walk them in. We have double crippling poison and crippling volley. Mark of Khorne Chaos Space Marines turn them into a pretty fearsome melee unit. They don't seem to have Eternal War though. Mandate used by the Inquisitor, so she'll take no damage. Ouch, double zone throats. Really hurting those Mark of Khorne CSM. And here's a Manticore Strike. Havocs instantly retreat and shouldn't take any losses. Excellently placed though, you see, placed along the perceived retreat path there. 332, 280, a 2-1 for red. Starting to gain a foothold in this game. VindicareX getting another bloodletter squad. Dirkradix is tier 3. Edtjuh is 3/4 of the way there. Blue team actually done very well with relatively few units. Not sure quite how well these triple Havocs have worked out.
Generator coming up.
Certainly discouraged Edtjuh from replacing that Chimera squad. Here comes a bloodletter warp. They're going to get crippled by these termagants though, and are forced off. And here come bloodletters again on the zone throats. Both of the termagants used their crippling volley, so they can't do it now. And crippling poison, sorry, and crippling volley was used. Bloodletters forced off the zone throats, but can't get a kill. Ouch, Purgatus almost wiping those Bloodletters on retreat. Does a lot of damage at the periphery of the ring. Here's the Manticore Strike, Heretics survive, as do the Bloodletters. Take on the Zoanthropes again, put their warp shields up, and Bloodletters phase out and walk away. Guardsmen coming to cap the top. Carnifex on the way for Dirkradix. It's quite a small 2v2 map, so we're seeing a lot of fighting in the centre here. Chaos Havocs, very low on HP, with their heavy bolters suppressed very well, even for a suppression squad. Bloodletters in on those Zoanthropes again. They're really trying to take these guys out. Havocs down to a single model, need to be very careful. Able to suppress those termagants, force them off. Here's the Carnifex though, in its default state it is a melee unit, huge monstrous creature, has vehicle armor. Here's a Manticore Strike, that's a dead Havoc. It's getting Thorn back, which will turn it into an even more beastly melee unit. 320, 272, 1-to-1 cap. Center is uncapped. Bloodletters now moving in on the Carnifex. They do good damage versus all targets, of course, and the Carnifex doesn't like it, charges away and might finish off these. Mark of Khorne, Chaos Space Marines, and does so. Ouch, that was nasty. Purgatus on those Bloodletters, stunning them, and they should run away now. Nope, they go down. Mark of Khorne, CSM almost finished, and there's a Tyranids formation. Bloodletters phase out and everything else avoids it. Nice Marines still alive and kicking at the top, not engaging those guardsmen though. Ouch. The Sorcerer has his demon armor, which is that big shield you can see. Manticore Strike again, forces off Havocs.
Victory point acquired by our mate, sir.
Carnifex charges away, top being taken by the Chaos Lord. Will be a 1-to-1 when he finishes. Chaos Sorcerer taking the center though, so it's going to be a 2-to-1. Ripper Swarm spawned by that Thornback Carnifex, I believe. Triple Bloodletters for VindicareX. They obviously feel Bloodletters are the best tool they have against these Zoanthropes. Haven't been able to take any of them out, but have forced them off a few times. Bloodletters now in melee with a Carnifex, Termagant support, Zoanthropes firing in. Here come more Bloodletters, and there's the Daemon armor again, Demonic shield. Purgatus forces off those Bloodletters though, and this is a Manticore Strike on those Havocs. Ouch. Combined with the Zoanthropes, serious damage to those Havocs. DaDokisinX has a single unit of 1 Havoc squad left, and they retreat. And it's concede from the red team. Frantic fighting for the entire game. Just couldn't deal with those Zoanthropes again, and the Carnifex didn't help either. Triple Havocs, did it work? I don't quite think so. Maybe it was a mistake, maybe they were left on Overwatch and that third one was not intended. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.